Makandani. Maka wapi? Makandani. Mukari. Zama mukari. Mukari. Ute mukari. Awe nao. Utuka mukari. Ati awe nao. Mukari. Zika. Bwana lakini ni kama bahari alikuwa mambo ya dunia. Iko sawa. Lakini hata ndumai kwangiri. Anasema hata ndumai kwangiri. Lakini hata wameisha. Hapana mananga. Pamoja. Sasa nini unanifukuza? Ati miguzi na kazi. Wewe ndio kai. Ati nenda kwa gari la mtu. Yoni kona. Lakini wewe pia mbona unamtumia? Uje mako na shida ni wewe. Yule inaanguka. Yule anaanguka. Hivi karibuni yako kuacha kunyoa. Ati yako na nukeme. Haya, tuanze hapo sasa. Unaweza piga drum pamoja. Kumbuka tuanze hapo. Hakuna unajua baada ya wewe take watoto na kwa nini bwana? Ilikuwa sasa hivi kwa tumepiga ile. Wewe watu wamekula mesi mnataka kusumbana nao haja. Tumaliza kama ya kwanza. Wewe isha kia kwanza tumekawia bwana. Oregi. Na maana alichukanga ndani. Ona pea Walter. Bani. Walter. Wakileta shida kwanza.
Ladies and gentlemen, step in for some high-octane showdown this evening. We've got to get to see two fierce sides here battling it out on the green. Orie, Kakamega County, the town that has produced lethal, versatile rugby talents over the years. Alvin Otieno, Bush Mwale, Fabian Orlando, youngsters like Jackson Siketa, talk about Roy Maruti and Eric Cantona, just to mention a few. All have been built through this structure and the forest system that every drop and blood and tear in these four lines bring them step closer to victory. Every tackle tells a story and every try writes history. Expect hard hitting, slick footwork, and kind of heart-pounding moments that make rugby an elite sport and great of teamwork. So grab your mates and hold on to your seats and get ready for some evening of purely fine rugby madness. Currently ongoing, Strathmore Leos winning advantage there on the scrum. As we see the center referee setting up as Dennis Mbila goes on the first carry there. The carry is good, goes for the offload, the take is good, but Strathmore Leos tried to run it out right through Morgan Ojeo. There comes Adlon Amalemba, and the kicks from Amon Wamalo as he spot Cantona, but Cantona falls back on the 22 as Arnold drops back. The ball goes dead. Tapping a handshake there is Regan and Amon Wamalwa. Strathmore Leos playing really good rugby there from their own 22. Putting pressure on Kabras, leaving that Eric Cantona kick to go dead. Now forcing a scrum in favor of Strathmore Leos here. As we see scrum of Brian Mwendwa taking control of the ball. The scrum of Chipu from the class of 2023. Arnold Mwita having a close word with their Collins Maina as they form the attacking pattern. Dennis Miller decides to go on the shot. Kabras winning that on the penalty, says the center referee there. Remember current scores 0-0. The students took a 10-hour trip from the city through the beautiful islands of Rift Valley all the way in the fertile land of Kakamega as they face the dominant mighty powerhouse Kabras Rugby Football Club, led by their captain Ian Machete, Dennis Tube and Raymond Chacha will lead the front row movement. Youngster Thomas Opio will combine with big boy hard runner Regan Juma on the second row, and Utumishi Enforcer, as he is well known, Stansla Shikoli, Samuel Wafula and Dennis Mbila will form the lethal back row here for the students. The line out is good by Kabras as they go for the big ball carry. Strathmore Leos forming a solid defense as they attempt to go for that turnover. Kabras winning that ball as they decide to run it out wide. There's Collins Mahina defending patiently, but there comes the step as Kabras dominant here, and the try is good from Kabras Rugby here. First try, first blood. Kabras here, the first team to draw blood here on the scoreboard here today. As I was telling you earlier, Chipu class of 2023 is also represented here as Brian Mwendwa takes the halfback position. Co-captain Mwita will make a heavy decision here on the downs as he dons the number 10 jersey. Morgan Ojel is still proving to be a little impact on the young squad and gaining the trust of Willis Ojala as he retains the number 12 jersey, starting on all 4 league games and 1 Enterprise Cup. Elton Ambalemba is expected to bring in the big hits, adding more cups this year as he cements the number 13 jerseys for 4 consecutive seasons. Eric Cantona, a little man here, also on the boot. 4 conversions last week against Kisumu RFC as he attempts that on the boot. The conversion is a bit wide there from Eric Cantona as he has a word there with his assistant coach there, Eric Cantona. 4 tries last week against Kisumu. 4 conversions successful there. A little force that made his debut back in international rugby in that match that was played last year in Gong Road. Strathmore Leos now down to 5 as Kabras continue to prove a dominant force here. With a quick start is Arnold Mwita. As he takes the retakes, the chase is good from Strathmore Leos. Thomas Opishe, as is well known there, takes the first tackle. Kabras controlling the play right now here. As you see, they fumble on the kick, but there comes the fantastic line break from Kabras. As you see, there comes the line break from Judge Nyambua as he offloads on that tackle. Kabras still going into the Strathmore Leos 5. Strathmore bodies falling back as they win that penalty. Arnold Muita goes for the quick stop as he's left with Morgan Ojel on the outside to play. Referee calling advantage there for Kabras. First hit there, hard hit from Kabras Sugar as they trying to run the ball out wide. Knocking that ball forward is Kabras. Strathmore Leos gaining advantage from that knock on as they run it on the short angle. There is Thomas Opiche on the first carry in their own half. As we see, playing still shorter side is Brian Mwendwa as they run it out wide. Stepping out is Collins. TJ having a word there with the center referee. Strathmore Leos currently running faces here in their own half as we see Kabras really fumbling there on the handling errors. Strathmore Leos current leading top try scorer Collins Maina will bring in his energy and experience on the blind side. Nashon Mwangeni will take the open side. Another Strathmore Leos current signing who joined them from the beaches of Mombasa out to the lack of their main man Victor Mola, who is currently in South Africa with the Shujaa squad, 2024 National Sevens champion, and top try scorer Amon Wamalwa is left to take the task to fill in the shoes and control the defensive pattern at fullback. A really strong side there, strong backline from Strathmore Leos, an experienced side as Kabras take control of that line out with the first carry there. Kabras controlling the ball here as they go on the blind side. Strathmore Leos defending in their own half, their own territory here as bodies are falling back. We're seeing Kabras Sugar doing what they do best. Big carries as they grind hard towards the H. There comes the first dummy. Second dummy is good from Kabras Sugar, but is held on the third tackle there as Kabras Sugar defending hard in their own 5 here. Kabras Sugar playing some beautiful and fantastic rugby this evening here. The fans are looking fantastically beautiful as we see now the pick and go from the Kabras Sugar. The first carry is good as they lose that ball backwards. Kabras Sugar, Walter Okoth. The first dummy is good, but he's held on the tackle there as we see Stanislas Shikoli fighting hard to keep the player up, but the referee says you have to release on the tackle. Now Kabras Sugar going hard, bodies falling. Walter Okoth aligning his back line. Remember Walter Okoth donning the number 10 jersey for the first time as he passes that wide and seeing the vision is Kabras into the Strathmore Leos try box with the second try of the game. An assist from Walter Okoth. We are talking about the transition and the technical transition that was made in the Kabras squad. Walter Okoth donning the number 10 jersey for the first time here against the university students. As we see Captain Ian Machete having a word with his forwards there, what they should do on the defensive pattern. Strathmore Leos really need to work hard here and get bodies, see what is not working for them and what should work for them this evening. Kabras Rugby. There comes Cantona with a kick. The kick is good, says the judge there, as Cantona starts its magical boot with a successful 2-pointer there, putting Kabras on the lead. Kabras currently 12, Strathmore Leos 0. Kabras not unfamiliar face with their winning streak here with a 74-10 against Kisumu. Strathmore Leos losing to their rivals Menengai Oilers in a high-intensity encounter on home turf. A match defined by moments of real competition despite the high shone across the park and push until the final whistle. Arnold Muita goes up with a kick as we see Strathmore Leos holding Kabras there on the tackle. Walter Okoth now kicking deep in the Strathmore Leos half, as we see Samuel Wafula deciding on what option should he run. There comes the carry from Samuel Wafula, but he's held on the first tackle. Arnold Mwita now looking for his players as he helps their Mwendwa on the 9 duties. There comes the cross kick from Arnold Mwita. The cross kick was good towards Nation, but he loses that forward. Another notorious name that featured in the 2025 National 7 circuit, now featuring for the university side here, Nation Mwangeni. Talk about young talents here, shown by the university students. Still advantage there, says referee, as Arnold Mwita taking control. Arnold Mwita, former Lenana alumni there. Not a new name in Kenyan rugby scenes. Play there for the Kenya Sevens Morans. Had his selection from the National 7 circuit from that impressive round, leading his team here to the bronze championship. Arnold Mwita now having a word with Morgan Ogiel, the Kisii alumni. Strathmore Leos fumbling on that line out, but putting pressure on the Kabras side as they get to play in their own half here. Bodies now falling back as the Sugarmen decide to go for that kick. The kick is good from Walter Okoth. This is a fantastic transition that we are seeing here tonight. Walter Okoth donning the number 10 jersey here for the first time since his early youthful days in Nakuru. He has been known as a lethal center. Hard runs, offloads there. Today here having a chance to debut on the number 10 jersey, as we see Elton Amalemba going down there on the ground. Big 12, Big 13 there, Anton Amalemba. Another Kenya Morans that featured in the Kenya National 7 circuit for Strathmore Leos. And his bronze title there. Won the Prince-Lu Sevens and also the Embu Sevens for 3 consecutive times, proving that Embu is home to Strathmore Leos. Now as we transition here to 15s, things might a little bit different as Kabras lead this game 12-0. With the man down here, Strathmore Leos really fighting hard to get a point there on the scoreboard. Taking control is Raymond Chacha, having a word there with Collins Maina what they should play. They'd line out, get to work their way. Dennis Tubey, as he is well known by the people of Yom Horoi. Dennis Tubey goes for the 5-man line out as he fumbles on that. There comes the carry from Patrick Sabatia as he breaks on from the first tackle, but they try to take him out, steps out, calls the TJ. Dennis Tubey fumbling there on that line out, putting pressure on the university side here. It's quite. Fans are out. The fans are looking beautiful here tonight. Strathmore Leos lineouts not really working in their favor right now. As Walter Okoth runs out right through Cantona. There comes the first wide ball, beautiful from Kabras, breaks through the first tackle there. It's Kabras Sugar. The ball was open to play, says the referee. Strathmore Leos really fighting hard in this defensive pattern here, but getting it right there as Thomas Opishe leading that defensive line there, bringing the, as referee calls that advantage towards Kabras. But Strathmore Leos really showing that defensive spirit and fighting spirit. They've really had a quite a chance here to have the ball on defense. They've turned it over so many times. They've won a couple of penalties in the first quarter of the game. the playing transition not really now working their way. The link between the forwards and the back line. As we see now, Arnold Muita having a word there with Dennis Tubey concerning the lineouts. Couple of fumbles there, 2 lineouts they've lost. Kabras, 100% success in their lineouts. A really powerful side and dominant side. The western side that have proved a couple of young talents through the years. Talk about Ray Ambale, who is now in camp with the South Africa with the Kenya Sevens. With the Shujaa squad. As Kabras grind that hard. Looking for the third try. Here is Kabras. The try is successful. Kabras Sugar leading that pack, proving another dominant force here. Kabras Sugar didn't come out here to play today. Remember, they are currently number 1 in the Kenya Cup League, extending their lead here. Kabras 17, Strathmore 0. Quite a tough evening here for the university students. Maybe it's the bus leg as they tap it on the high 5 there. A 10-hour journey from the city as Contona takes that kick. Second unsuccessful kick from Eric Cantona. 1 successful kick from Eric Cantona. Another young talent currently featured for Masinde Muliro University was signed with the Kabras Sugar, earning the Kenya Simbas call-up last year, bringing an wonderful and beautiful performance there at RFUA grounds. Eric Cantona with his first debut try in a test match in the 15th game. As we see Arnold Muita, he attempts on another retake. The take is good from Kabras Sugar, but referee calls advantage Strathmore. Strathmore really having a number of possession here. They just need to get their plays right here. Maybe get a score here on the board. Take a point here. But Captain Arnold Muita entrusting his forwards, having a word there with Captain Arnold and his co-captain Ian Machete, hoping to go for that line out again. Teamwork, accountability is what drives this team to conquer in the major league in Kenya Cup. Strathmore is still fighting for a chance in the playoffs position here as they are hanging dear life to the 6th position. Remember, Kabras is leading the Kenya Cup table. The lineout is good from Strathmore, but there comes the first carry from Strathmore as Elton Amalemba breaks through. Kabras Sugar, talk about Elton Amalemba with the first try from the university side. Elton Amalemba, powerful force here from St. Patrick Iten, joined the university side in 2019. And his Kenya Sevens call-up for the Kenya Morans, but has also featured for the Whalers here in the South Patrick Sevens. Elton Amalemba, not a really an unfamiliar name here, as he adds another fantastic try for the university side. Elton Amalemba, St. Patrick Iten alumni, known for a couple of line breaks and beautiful offloads. Current scores here, Strathmore 17. Strathmore 7. Talk about rugby banter. Kabras Sugar now getting furious here after Strathmore is putting that lead on the banter, putting that point on the scoreboard. But Kabras still leading this match. As we see, the retake is good from Kabras Sugar. Strathmore is fumbling on that take there. As we see, a big hit card there from Kabras Sugar. Strathmore is defending beautifully in that tackle there. Kabras Sugar now having numbers to play. Walter Okoth there, putting the Sugarmen back on the scoreboard with another fantastic try. Walter Okoth donning the number 10 jersey for the first time with the first beautiful try here with the Sugarmen, achieving a milestone after 9 successful seasons with the Sugarmen. Walter Okoth, a notorious name in the Kenya Simbas, and also the Nakuru best side really knows his name, Walter Okoth. Really the dancing rasa from the Western Sugar Force. Mr. Paprika, as is known by his fans and teammates. Talk about Walter Okoth, and also a fantastic cooker there as he gets another fantastic try. Eric Antona attempts on the 2-pointer here. Kabras Sugar proving a dominant force, not a side to play with when it comes to rugby 15s here. A moment of silence as Eric Antona attempts on the 2. The kick is good from Eric Antona, but goes a little bit wide here. The scores currently, Kabras leading that 5 points there. Current scores 22. Strathmore Leos 7. Eric Antona missing that conversion there. Remember, this match is played today, the Friday 17th, 2026, as Kenya Cup Rugby resumes. But this match is brought to you today to allow the burial of the late Felix Odhiambo, aka Chano, that is said to be buried tomorrow in his hometown in Siaya, as Strathmore Leos continue to grieve. The offload is good there from Patrick Sabati as Walter Orege steps on the first tackle there, fumbling on the tackle. Kabras plays a beautiful, awesome rugby, but still fumbling on that take there. Was Kabras Sugar losing that ball forward. It's not over till it's over. Kabras Sugar was already celebrating for their 5th try here, but Strathmore Leos showing really good attitude there, defensive passion, grind and grit there, but the line break was good from Walter Orege. Kabras fumbling 2 tries there. The 2024-2025 Kenya Cup champions fumbling on that play there. Walter Orege with an awesome line break, but fumbling on that play there. Strathmore Leos now having a breather as they see Kabras Sugar technical team not really happy with that decision there. They know they're chasing the points here. They're number 1 on the scoreboard, but not really. With Menengai Oilers still holding on as number 2 with still at 20 points. KCB not losing also a match here with 20 points. The big 3 race is on. Brian Menda feeds that scrum, and there where the advantage comes in, as you have the big forwards of Kabras winning that penalty there, as they decide to go for a tap and go play. Kabras Sugar, there comes the first carry. Kabras not really scoring that try there, as we say, the referee bringing them back on the mark. Beautiful rugby played in the first quarter of the game here. Almost 20 minutes gone. A lot of fumbling errors from Strathmore Leos, as we have seen shaky lineouts from their side. Also, a lot of handling errors from the Kabras Sugar, as they have lost 2 crucial balls in a high-octane rugby that is played here in the Forest today. A field that have produced quite beautiful talents. And there comes the dominant Kabras Sugar, as we see Walter Court going on the blood side, as he picks on the try. Walter Court adding the second in his number 10 debutant. Walter Court, they are showing dominant power as he takes on Strathmore Leos head on. Walter Court adding another 5 points there for the Sugarmen. As we see, Eric Cantona going for yet another test, as he now decides to fall deep on the line. Eric Cantona now attempting a 30-meter kick off the touchline here. Moment of silence from Eric Cantona as he attempts on that kick. Strathmore Leos having a word there with their physio Nation. I'm quite sure the technical team has sent him with a word or two on what they should rectify. Strathmore Leos playing some beautiful rugby here tonight. They just need to make a little bit of correction in their defensive pattern. Keep that ball as Eric Cantona attempts on that kick. And there comes Eric Cantona. Talk about Eric Cantona, the beautiful boot of Eric Cantona. St. Mary's Yala producing a lot of beautiful talents over the years. As you see Eric Cantona there putting a beautiful boot. Kabras now leading by 7. Arnold Muita having a word there with the center referee. As captain, he maybe said that something had to be done. Does Walter Court kick is good, finds grass, but it's not a 50-22. Just missing a couple of meters there, 2 meters. Walter Court. This is now experience at his level best. Walter Court donning the jersey for the first time and playing some beautiful rugby here. As we see Thomas Opiche, the lineout is good from Madongolo. Strathmore Leos hard tackle there, as we see Strathmore Leos knocking that forward, but Kabras returning the ball as they run it out wide. But Strathmore Leos defending that hard there. Another try from Kabras. It is not quite beautiful show here from Strathmore Leos. 2 tries in less than 6 minutes. Kabras Sugar, you can't say that they're that good. The university students just need to tie their boots here. Less up. They came here for a fight, as we see. Nation sent with another word from the technical bench. High fives from Strathmore Leos as they bring back the energy. This is also the repeat of last week when we saw Strathmore Leos conceding a couple of first half tries. Players need to be controlled here. This is where the players take charge. Big boys. This is where the big boys need to lace up. As we see Thomas Opio going. Kabras now fumbling on that take. Strathmore not winning that advantage. Kabras Sugar knocking that forward. Collins Maina, a notorious name from Kangaroo High School. Played for the northern suburbs when Strathmore first recognized him in the inaugural Embu Sevens circuit. Collins Maina later signed his contract with Strathmore, having a successful sevens run. Now currently leading and the top try scorer of the Strathmore, donning the number 11 jersey is Collins Maina. Number 15, Zamon Wamalwa. 13, Elton Amalemba. As we see Morgan Ojiel donning the big 12. Another big force that has proven a dominant, cementing his position there. Strathmore lacking their leader, their fellow captain here, Shemokola, missing out due to wrist injury, but he's back on training and hoping to join back the team as Strathmore rip that ball. Arnold Mweda showing his football skills. There comes Morgan Ojiel passing out outright to Regan Juma. The tackle is good as Nation breaks through that tackle. The play is still on. Strathmore offloading on that tackle. Still the offloads as we see Strathmore Kabras body still coming through, tackling real hard. Strathmore Dennis Miller on the carry as Brian Mwendo, and there comes the steal from Barry Young. As we see advantage not gained there by Strathmore. Kabras now really need to fall back. Barry Young was gone. Another St. Mary's alumni that is now featuring for the Sugarmen. Also played with the Kenya under-19, also the Chipu squad that featured in the JWRT back in 2020. Barry Young, a 4-time Kenya Cup champion, 5-time Entercry champion, achieving quite a milestone in his youthful ages there with Kabras Sugar. Joined the Sugarmen while he was still young, straight from high school. Joined the Stimbers, and now here to represent the Kabras Sugar, it's Barry Young. Collins Maina having a tough time here on the blind wing as he faces the wrath of the Kabras Sugar fans. Orie, Kakamega County, as they say it, where rugby is built and mentored here. Couple of young talents, beautiful talents. Fabian Orlando, talk about Chokoch, as he is well known. Oscar is his official name. Achayo. Famous names that have featured in the Kenya Cup 15s, that have all features for this Kabras side. Now getting to see this young squad playing some beautiful rugby. As we see Kabras Sugar intercepting that pass from Adol Muita. Strathmore fighting hard here in their defense here. Walter Koth plays that 1-1 with Walter Regge. Eric Antonia securing that track. Walter Koth forming behind Patrick Sabati, and there comes the push pass from Walter Koth, and there comes Arnold Muita read that awesomely. Arnold Muita, an intelligent young man from Lenana School, he read that play, he saw that coming, shooting the defense of the line. Strathmore fighting back through their captain Arnold Muita to get that on the scoreboard. Arnold Muita earning his first try in the 2025-2026 Kenya Cup League. Arnold Muita, another Lenana School notorious name. Also a captain leading from the front there, leading the defensive pattern. As we see, he goes for the attempt on the 2. Collins Minor still facing the wrath from the Kabras fans. Arnold Muita smiling through as he runs through Walter Court there. Beautiful play there. Also as he gets the 2. Bringing current score Strathmore Leos 14. Kabras 36. Strathmore Leos still showing a fighting chance to come back in this game there. The take is good from Strathmore Leos as Kabras attempt to counter on that track. Arnold Muita attempts on the kick. The kick is good as Walter Court forms deep as he plays Eric Cantona on the pass, but Eric Cantona decides to attack it out wide through Matthias Osimbo. Now Kabras forming a lethal backline attack there as the big carries there from Kabras Sugar. And there comes bodies falling from Strathmore Leos. Strathmore Leos fighting really hard here to keep Kabras on their feet. Calling out a man here as we see Arnold Muita again rushing up on the defensive line. Closing that defensive channel is Dennis Mbila. But the referee removes his hand, plays advantage towards Strathmore Leos, and there comes the quick tap from Arnold Muita. As we see another quick play from Arnold Amalemba, but referee says you must go back on the mark. Strathmore Leos really fighting hard here. And we see, as we see bodies not quite happy with that decision. Captain Ian Machete having a word, says Arnold Muita was on the mark. But at the end of the day, referee is always right. Remember, Strathmore Leos playing this match this Friday evening to allow the burial of their lost brother, Felix Odhiambo. The burial will take place in Siaya on Saturday, 17th, tomorrow. With the hospital bills and funeral budget still very high, we urge and humbly request for your support through our pay bill 891300, account number 129562. I repeat, the burial of Felix Odhiambo will take place in his hometown tomorrow in Siaya, but the hospital bills and the funeral budget still very high. We urge and humbly request for your support through our pay bill 891300, account number 129562. I'm your commentator for the day, Sullivan Japaso, joined with Evans Bay TV as your official live stream partner. Remember to follow, like, and leave a comment on our social media platforms across all networks. Evans
mwalimu kwa unafunza watoto wako ngosa. Ya, hiyo sasa anajua yeye ni mwalimu kwani alisoma. Ona kadele makadani. Yeye ndo amepata hii, alisoma wapi? Among the people who got hii, alisoma wapi? Ya. Ndio tulisoma shule. Hawa, tulisoma shule. Ya anarudi. Wewe uko na maprofesa, wewe uko na nini? Wewe uko na nini? Wewe mpaka saa hii na KDF file utokee.
Asumani baba!
Asumani!
Asumani!
Wanasema Museveni ndio president tena.
Dogo! Dogo!
We're back on the second half. We're back for the second half, ladies and gentlemen. Strathmore is knocking that ball forward off a beautiful retake from Thomas Opio. The kickoff was good from Arnold Muita, but Kabras Sugar having an early 7-pointer there. Kabras running the ball out wide through Walter Okoth. As we see Thomas Osimbo having his first second half carry there on the wing. Strathmore Leos trying to counter that ruck, but Kabras securing the ruck beautifully as the offload is good from Kabras Sugar. Kabras Sugar now warming up. As we'll be expecting Eugene Sifuna, Ephraim Oduor, Asuman Mugerwa, Clinton Litali, Colin Sindeche, Jinson Misoga, Brian Kiptanui, and Victor Otieno. Join us towards the 60th minute of this game as Strathmore Leos win that penalty off the scrum. Reducing the pressure here as Arnold Muita exits from their own 22. Line out here against Kabras, Strathmore Leos. Strathmore Leos really need to take advantage of these chances as they lose another line out here. But also Kabras knocking that ball forward. And Strathmore Leos really showing quite some discipline on their defensive pattern as we see bodies falling back. Arnold Muita having a wide with his center there. Strathmore Leos deciding to go early on the bench. Felix Njenga replacing Elton Omalemba. Elton Omalemba who scored the first try of the game. Beautiful line back there. As we see Strathmore Leos overpowered on that scrum. Remember, Kabras Sugar have 4 consecutive titles by defeating Menengai Oilers, solidifying their place as top team in Kenyan Rugby with a long unbeaten streak. The Kabras Sugar is not a familiar face here as they breed young talents. Coming in and joining early on the wing is the young Jinson Misoga. A little quick on feet, speedy runner, as he is well known, former Koyonzo alumni who featured on that squad that won the East Africa Championship. Later earned his contract with Kabras Sugar, just earning his Kenya Cups here, having a word with his fellow fullback there, Cantona, and how they should run this play. Walter Okot taking control of the midfield position. Remember, Walter Okot signed from Nakuru RFC and joined the Sugarmen. Also has won a couple of champions. An Inter-Club champion there. Featured in that squad in 2023 that also won another Kenya Cup title for the Sugarmen. Of the Kenya Cup table. Remember, the playoff race is on. Strathmore Leos currently holding on to number 6. Their university side, Black Blood, after that win against Masinde Muliro, a derby that was played in the city, that had Black Blood thrash Masinde Muliro, earning Black Blood the spot at number 4 position as Kabras dominate on that scrum. The play is good from Kabras Sugar, and there comes the break from Walter Okot as we see Jinson Misoga not really getting that end of that pass as they go back for that advantage of the scrum. Kabras Sugar showing a dominant force here. The university students fighting hard to stay on this match here, but too much power, too much force, too much dominance from the Kabras Sugar. And remember, they are on home turf here. Kabras have traveled twice to the city for 2 seasons to meet against Strathmore Leos. This is the first time Strathmore Leos is coming back here since 2020 due to that COVID break. So Strathmore Leos not really quite familiar with this forest weather. Kabras taking advantage of that, as the referee says advantage can't be played. But the Sugarmen here quite sure that this game is gonna go their way. The scoreboard gap is quite an intensive one, as we see a 43-14 gap. This is match, it's long gone. The Strathmore Leos have a fighting chance to show what they are built of, what their spirit is built of, the 27 mantra. As they hold on that scrum. Strathmore Leos not perfect on that scrum, but Kabras too much force. Referee hands is out. The offload is good from Walter Okot. Eric Cantona goes in for his first try of the day. Eric Cantona. Eric Cantona. Eric Cantona, also another youngster here that has proven and filled the shoes of John Kubu, who is out due to lack of injury. Dominated the 15 jersey since the Kenya Cup League started back in November. Now adding just another try this evening is Eric Cantona as he attempts on the boot. Kabras' body is falling back as we expect them to go on the bench anytime soon. Ephraim Oduor, a former Kakamega School alumni who has played on this stuff on his teen ages, immediately signed for the Sugarmen and his Kenya Simba's call-up. He's expected now to play and add another cup. as Eric Cantona gets another successful conversion, extending the lead. Bringing the leads, Kabras 15, Strathmore 14. A match that has had high intensity. Having a word with Thomas Opio. Grand Mwendo forming closely. And there comes the chase, is good. As we see another take from Kabras Sugar. Walter Court running it out wide to the wing there. Kabras Sugar. Big hits there, big carries. Is Kabras Sugar. Another big carry there. As we see Strathmore folding on that defensive pattern. And there comes the boot. Amon Wamala forming it good as he steps on one tackle, steps on the second tackle, calls on that switch. The chip is good as Nation fumbles on that take. The referee says you can play on. As we see another big carry from Kabras, but is held on that tackle. Forming, as we see another big carry there as Duke Odeyo, as is well known, runs the ball through Ian Machete, and there comes the fumble pass as Kabras misses that tackle through from Morgan Ochiel. A lot of ball here to be played, and referee says that's enough. And hard run there from Colin Shikoli. Beautiful offload towards his captain. Strathmore had numbers on the outside. Kabras defending that beautiful, but referee saying advantage not play there. Strathmore winning possession. Strathmore had possession there. I fumbled on that pass. It was a ground ball. Knocking that forward now. Scrum advantage towards Kabras Sugar. Referee's hands is out. Numbers on the outside. As we see, that's off the boot. Jinson Misoga kicking that forward. Advantage is over. Amon Wamalwa is in a good position to be played by Moya Mwenda as Amon Wamalwa kicks that. Advantage here. Dangerous play there from Kabras Sugar. Late tackle there. Amon Wamalwa quite known for the chip and chase. He did that last weekend, helping the university side secure 2 tries against the Refinery boys. Strathmore is really known for some beautiful performance on the second half. They did this last weekend, beautiful rugby. But now conceding a couple of tries in the first half resulted them to lead that, resulted to a 66 loss towards the Menengai Oilers. As we see another fumbling pass from Brian Mendwa, big carry from Brian Bill as his hit on the first tackle from the Sugarmen. The pass is called out wide by Morgan Ochiel as he dummies on the first tackle, but is held by the inside man. The ball is there to be played. Samuel Wafula running it out wide, but is also tackled. Kabras Sugar really disciplined on their defensive pattern here. Raymond Chacha, another cheap notorious class that represented. And there comes the cross kick from Arnold Muita. But straight into the hands of Kabras Sugar as they stepped on the first tackle. Kabras Sugar offloading yet another beautiful pass there as they break on the yet another tackle, and there comes the break. The man is quite open on the outside. Strathmore defending really hard here. Ball is getting back. Kabras Sugar putting them under pressure. They have numbers on the outside, but the break is good from Matthias Osimbo. Can he get it down on the line? And the cut is good. Well, rugby ni ngumu. Big hits there. Quite an intensity there. No try, says the referee. That's what we expected today. What a big hit there. Quite some intensity rugby there from two well-known young talents. They represent a chip in the same class, Colin Shikoli and Ndeche. Quite a big hit there from Collins Ndeche. Off the bench with a big carry. Kabras Sugar showing dominance in this game here as they take that backwards towards Walter Okoth. Now there is a fight and rough and tangle here with Thomas Opiche as they spot that gap. Strathmore is still on this game, but Kabras showing a lot of power and force, playing some beautiful rugby here. Consecutive successful lineouts from Kabras Sugar as they run it out wide. That ball is lost forwards. That is gone. You can say Nation is well gone. Now you can't see me. That is Nation. Another intercept there from Nation. He saw the pass. Strathmore Leos showing some fighting spirits back in this game. Kabras now furious, having a word there with themselves. Strathmore Leos, this is what Strathmore Leos do when they're at their best. Talk about second half performance. True fighting spirits from the university students. We can see the men in green and black now forming for the kickoff. Very furious. Arnold Muita goes for the two-pointer there. Successful conversion from Arnold Muita. Beautiful try there from Nation. Strathmore Leos now really need to focus, get back in this game. Bringing the scores 21-50. Kabras knocked that ball backwards as they call that ball. There comes the ball towards Jinson Misoga as is manhandled there by Colin Shikoli, who is currently on active mode there as we see another big carry from Ephraim Oduor, another notorious name. The ball is open and played by Kabras Sugar as we see Collins in danger. Chopped tackle there by Samuel Wafula. Furious, playing beautiful rugby there is Kabras Sugar, but can the university students keep up to this pressure. As we see Kabras Sugar losing that ball forward. Big hits coming in from the Sugarmen. But Strathmore Leos not really giving up that fighting spirit as we see them putting bodies on the line. A couple of times there, Samuel Wafula, known for his chop tackles, going hard there to his fellow back row, Colin Sindeche. Jinson Misoga tried to step out of that tackle but was quickly manhandled there. Strathmore Leos really in quite a dangerous area here. Scoreboard advantage towards Kabras Sugar. Kabras Sugar have been dominant on the scrum downs, also turning over Strathmore Leos scrums a couple of times. Strathmore Leos now really need to hold on this one as they get to walk out with a losing bonus. Only left with one try here on the board. Still some minutes to be played here. Center referee say the ball is available to be played. Teddy Akala was featured for the Sugarmen here today. Another notorious name first blew up in that Memorial Driftwood Sevens, leaving proof that even the big three can make the seven squad. Akala was the 2017 Driftwood's MVP, later joining the Sugarmen in cementing his position in 2018 as hooker, later winning his first Kenya Cup title, later continuing winning another major 15 titles with the Sugarmen, now chasing his fifth Kenya Cup title here with the Sugarmen this evening. Teddy Akala also made his debut for the Kenya Simbas back in 2022 and has since become a regular in the squad representing Kenya in the Rugby World Cup qualification. Strathmore Leos winning that line out there as they play dangerously in their own 22. Amon Wamalu are now ready to exit on that play as he exits beautifully. But Eric Cantona lines up beautifully and receives that kick. Plays his back three out wide. Fat Boy is caught on the outside as we see Kabras Sugar running beautiful rugby in their back three, counter-attacking Strathmore Leos, and bodies falling as we see Kabras Sugar adding another 5-pointer on the board. This is what Kabras is well known for. They can all score whichever position you require the forwards, whether the backlines, they all score. Teddy Akala, also known for his try-scoring ability, was the 2021-2022 top try scorer for Kabras Sugar. As we see Eric Cantona attempting on yet another kick. From a close angle goes Eric Cantona with a beautiful kick as he puts the boot out wide. Missing that kick is Eric Cantona. Strathmore Leos still fighting hard to get a losing bonus on this one. But conceding yet another point. A lot of powerhouse here from Kabras Sugar. Talk about David Duki, another Agoro Sare alumni, class of 2019. The 4-time Kenya Cup champion has also an international stint in South Africa for high performance exchange program. As Kabras loses that ball forward off the restart. Ball for Kabras Sugar here. As we saw, Strathmore losing that ball forward. Another pause for Kabras Sugar. You can talk about Hilary Odhiambo, man of the match during the first leg of the Elgon Cup against Uganda. Made a successful test debut for Kenya Simbas in November 2023. Since then, he has solidified and cemented his place as we see another beautiful pass from Walter Okoth as Eric Cantona loses that ball forward. But referee playing advantage of that scrum against Strathmore Leos as they fall back. Kabras Sugar being dominant on this game. That was quite a beautiful flat pass from Walter Okoth. Eric Cantona just fumbling a little bit on that pass. The forest is quite packed here. Beautiful fans, amazing fans have shown here this evening to cheer out their home team, Kabras Sugar. He is represented here tonight through their captain, George Nyambua, who has captained this side to 4 consecutive Kenya Cup and Enterprise. He is chasing his 6th title. As we see another big hit there from Collins Indeche, another awesome break from Matthias Osimbo, the dancing Rasa. Beautiful try there from Kabras Sugar. Collins Indeche, a hard runner here. Koyonzo School alumni. No one can stop him here as you see him taking hard runs there towards the university boys. They can't hold him this evening. We were talking about the milestone that George Nyambua has achieved in this team, chasing his 6th title since he joined Kabras Sugar, joining the likes of Andrew Amonde, also known as Jijo. That is George Nyambua. He is a veteran of the sport and has been a cornerstone of the Kabras squad for 12 seasons as of 2026, with a unique record of playing in every final since 2014-2015 season, totaling 10 consecutive final appearances in early 2025. George Nyambua was named the captain of the 2023 national side. The take is good from Kabras Sugar as we see another beautiful line break. The support play is good from Matthias Osimbo, another chop tackle from Samuel Wafula. As Kabras Sugar win that ball on contact area. Now a little bit of rough and tangle there between the big boys. We expected some high. Captain George Nyambua now stepping in on leadership duties there. We will remember George Nyambua as the 2017 and 2018 Rugby Player of the Year, as he was honored at the Magharibi Michezo Awards back in Nairobi. The kick is good from Eric Cantona. As we see Kabras Sugar forming on that line out. Barry Young now taking control of the number 9 jersey, taking charge of that maul. The Bathurst Cup winner in 2019 and represented Kenya in WRT in Brazil. Barry Young, a notorious name from St. Mary's High School, has also 4 Kenya Cup titles in his wardrobe and 5 Inter-Cup titles with the Sugarmen. The fans want here quick and tap. High intensity here from the fans, coming from the fans beautifully, who have shown out in numbers here to support their home team. Big scrum there from Kabras Sugar. As we see, referee Hans is out there. Now another big carry there from Walter Court, as he walks just into the try box of Strathmore. That was a mismatch there. Walter Court against Arnold Muita. It was a straight reply from that intercept that Arnold Muita took from Walter Court. Kabras Sugar extending their lead here. A debutant that has also featured today for Kabras Sugar is Patrick Luvet, former Northern Suburbs, where his first name clocked in the Kenya Rugby. As we see, Strathmore Leos defending that beautifully. Erin Katona misses another kick. As Barry Young misses another kick, sorry there, ladies and gents. As we go back to Patrick Luvet, whose name clocked first in Kenya Rugby scenes. Northern Suburbs, later signed from Strathmore Leos, today facing his former side here. Impressed Kisia on that semi-final match that they played against each other when Strathmore Leos got the championship promotion, as they take is good. Kabras losing that ball forward. Arnold Muita running it out wide. As we see another awesome carry and beautiful off-road towards Regan Juma, but the advantage is not played, says the referee. Strathmore Leos going back on the mark where Kabras knocked that forward off the restart. It was a beautiful carry there, but Kabras Sugar now fumbling just a little bit on the kickoff there. Strathmore Leos not winning that advantage. Referee bringing them back on the mark. As we see Brian Menda setting up his forwards for that scrum. Jack Kangawa coming in. As we see him taking control of that scrum on the big boys. Strathmore Leos winning that scrum. Arnold Muita not going for the quick tap really, but opting to go for the line out. As we see him consulting the technical bench, but finally decides to go for the line out. The 2017 captain of Lenana High School, Arnold Muita. Also another big name from the Strathmore Leos, who has played and earned his cap for the university side. Also a graduate there. You can talk about Arnold Muita showing quite and achieving some milestone there, achieving good leadership skills. Strathmore Leos keeping that on the line out as they knock that forward. Patrick Sabatia knocking that forward. Remember, bringing you live rugby action is Eversbed TV, streaming live today here, the 16th, 2026, January, bringing you Kenya Cup rugby action as Kenya Cup resumes week 2 of 2026. The race of the top 3 is on. Kabras still sitting on top of the table here, earning a bonus here this evening. Kabras Sugar extending their lead to 25 points against their rivals Menengai Oilers and KCB, who are yet also to lose another game, as we see another chip from Arnold Muita, as we see Morgan Ojel being tackled there with Kabras Sugar. Kabras Sugar tackling there ruthlessly, showing dominance and defense. Strathmore Leos keeping the ball alive here, as we see Arnold Muita, but the intercept is also good. He's long gone as he's chased towards the Strathmore Leos try box. Kabras Sugar getting an easy try there off a defensive hard work pattern. Ball is going up there, up. Strathmore Leos' board is now down. They've shown the fighting spirit. Remember, they only just need one try here to get a losing bonus. This evening here, this match that has been played to allow the burial of Felix Ouma, who is to be buried in his hometown in Siaya tomorrow. We shared the pay bill details earlier. Remember to show your support. The family still needs your support here. As we see another beautiful retake there from Arnold Muita. Another beautiful retake there from Thomas Opiche, another notorious name that was signed from Maseno School, a youngster playing Kenya Cup, playing with the big boys here at only 20 years. Quite an experience here for this young man, being joined with his fellow youngster there, Morgan Ojel. As we see big guys there from Kabras Sugar, the university boys. Not gaining that advantage there is Kabras Sugar. Quite some high intensity big hits there that were also expected tonight. Were also expected this evening, sorry. Strathmore Leos fighting hard to get that losing bonus to stay on the top 6 position. Just to get a point there. Kabras Sugar securing a winning bonus here this evening. Young talents that have been built through this structure and the forest system, where every drop of blood and tear in these 4 lines bring them a step closer to victory. Every tackle tells a story and every try writes history. Hard-hitting, slick footwork have been seen across the pitch here from Collins Indeche and Jinson Misonga of the wing. Some heart-pounding moments that have been seen from the fans that has allowed to show the grit and teamwork that have been shown in this sport. Kabras Sugar still continue to show they want another score on the board as they lose that ball towards Strathmore Leos. Referee having to consult the TJ there on what has happened. Some loose balls that have been seen here. But Kabras Sugar showing dominance. It's a knock on there, says the referee. Advantage Strathmore Leos. Cantona falling back as you see him controlling the back three movement. Jinson Misoga having a word with Matthias Osimbo who's on the left wing there. Definitely they'll be expecting an exit play from either Amon Wamalwa or Arnold Muita. Remember, Strathmore Leos have managed to secure a try from Elton Amalemba as they get another pressure from Kabras Sugar, getting quite an easy try there. They had the advantage, they defended well, but yet another scrum mistake causing the University boys here. As we approach the last minutes of the game, remember, if you have enjoyed some beautiful rugby, some entertaining rugby here tonight, you can leave a like or a comment on our YouTube channel, Evans Bay TV, across all our social media platforms, Evans Bay TV. And remember to support us through a small contribution with the number that is presented on your screen there, whether you are watching us across your office, at the restaurant where you're seated having an awesome plate there, or at home at your sofa. I'm your commentator of the day, Sullivan Japaso, as I am joined by my live stream partner, Evans Bet. Current match ongoing, Strathmore Leos having that restart, another beautiful retake, but Kabras securing that ball, but it's knocked forward. As referee says that ball went forward from Kabras Sugar. George Nambu trying to have a word there from the referee, but the referee is having a final stand on his decision that he has just made. Fans having to show some furious words here. As we see, another scrum down is set by Strathmore Leos, but another dominant force by Kabras Sugar. It is knocked forward, and ladies and gentlemen, bringing us to the end of yet another beautiful game that has been played here at the Forest this evening. Remember, we started at 4 p.m. The students took a 10-hour trip from the city, and there comes Collins Indeche, as is well known, the dancing Rasta, the big hit, the fierce man that has also represented the Chipu. And there comes Collins Indeche, having a word there with his fellow rival Collins Shikoli. Final scores. Kabras Sugar winning there an 81, Strathmore Leos 21. Quite a deficit there, ladies and gents. But the university students live to fight another day as they face Daystar University. As the Kabras will take a trip, maybe a 5-hour journey to the Suguta Valley to face the Nakuru-based side, Nakuru RFC. Remember, this one means that Kabras are still sitting on top of the table as we wait the results of tomorrow Kenya Cup action as league resumes. This match was played today to honor Felix Ouma, who will be buried tomorrow in his hometown in Siaya. Fans have shown out beautifully to support the university side and also the Kabras Sugar. Until we meet again, I've been your commentator for the day, Sullivan Japaso. Bringing you fantastic rugby was Evans Bay TV. Also, our national team is back at the 7th ticket series that will be played in Nairobi. This time haina siri. Usikuje peke yako, lazima ukuje na mtu. a simple phrase that means come with someone, don't walk alone. You can just bring Johnny Walker, as the matches will be played on Nyayo on the 14th and 15th of February. National team currently camping on South Africa. They're expected to face the Boks. Strathmore Leos lacking some big names there. Their captain Aimba, who earned his Shujaa call up there. The likes of also big names missing out in this squad here. Victor Mola, also Kabras Sugar missing their main man here, Kevin Wekesa, who are out on national duty.